Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about how to get started with AdMob on Expo. So this is something that a few people have had issues with. It's not as hard as you think. There's just a few steps that we need to follow. So to start with, let's jump right into it. First thing we want to do is to go and sign up with Google AdMob. You can just do this with your standard Google account. We'll go sign up. And we'll sign in. And we just go through all of this, pick Australia, blah, blah, blah. And we're in. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is to hit that get started. And that's going to take us to this page where we're able to select a platform. Now, to be fair, you're going to have to do this twice. So get ready for that. I'm just going to show you how to do it for Android, and then you can do it for iOS, but I will be demonstrating on iOS. So we want to type in our app name. Then we want to hit done. And this will create our app. So you can see here that we've got the AdMob tutorial, the app overview, and some ad units. We're wanting to go to immediately add an ad unit. And we don't want to get confused here because an ad unit is basically what you use for setting up your the type of ad that you're wanting to create. So that might be a banner ad or something else. But yeah, for every single ad, you can see that you want to choose a different ad unit for those things, and you need to sort of you don't need to provide an ad unit reference for every single ad that you put in. You just need to put in the app name, but don't get confused on that. So we're just going to set up a banner ad. And we're going to enter in our ad name, which in this case we'll just call banner. This is just the unit name, not the ad name, sorry. And there's a few options here. I'll just give you some time to copy. All of these ones are pretty much the default options. And then once we're done with that, we'll create this unit. And we've got our ID set here, so we can choose from we can basically do the same thing for each ad app that we're creating, but you'll see that you've got this Android one and it says complete the instructions in the mobile. So once you've created your ad unit successfully, you'll have the app ID pop up right there and then, which you can then make note of because you'll be needing this a little bit later. Now we're going to start the step of creating our Expo app. And creating our Expo app is pretty simple. We run npx create Expo app and then the app name. Just going to download and extract all of these files, and the first file we're going to want to hit is the app.json file. And in here we're looking at the plugins, and you'll see that out of the box you have expo-router. We're going to want to extend this with a small snippet, which I'll just demonstrate now. And this small snippet that we're using, React-Native-Google-Mobile-Ads, we'll install it in just a moment, but first we would just want to take that app ID that we just created and replace it. So put in the app that you created for Android and the app that you created for iOS respectively. In this case, we'll just do the iOS stuff because that's all I really care about. And just quickly to note, if you do get lost with finding your app ID, the way to do that to find it again is in the app settings for your respective app. So here I've created my own iOS app in AdMob, and I've just gone to app settings to get that app ID. And we can just paste that in. Now we're going to get into building out the actual integration, and to do that we want to go to the tabs layout in this case, and we're going to input a little snippet. Now you'll notice that my TS is broken. It's just because it hasn't installed properly, but I'll reinstall it and it'll get it looking fine in a moment. And we'll just create a little snippet here, and we'll copy and paste this snippet for React Native Google-Mobile-Ads. And we'll add in this banner ad. And what's happening here is we're getting some test IDs for our banner ads. Later on, we'll want to integrate our actual IDs for the ads that we've created, and we can do that a little bit later. But for now, it's just about getting up and running. Now we just want to make sure that we've got that library installed, which is the npm install react-native-google-mobile ads, which will pull in all of that, and then our linting will start to fix up. And now we're getting to the point where we need to run an Expo Prebuild, and this differs from the old way of doing things where you might get an error if you just try and run it like you would a normal Expo app, because Expo Go won't work with Google Mobile Ads. So you must do this pre-build step in order to get it working. The pre-build means that you're not actually ejecting, but you're not using the Expo Go build system, and this enables you to run in the simulator, and it's a good workaround for just testing some ads. And I would recommend, probably if you're doing this, you're already in late stage, but don't integrate ads until you need to integrate ads, because this Expo Prebuild adds a level of complexity to Expo which maybe isn't required. So yeah, that's just a word of warning. But now we're just going to wait for this one to go through. And once it's finished the pre-build, we'll get our ads come through. So hopefully this really helps you guys. It's not an easy thing to get started, even though it seems very simple the way that I've laid it out. There were a few issues that I encountered. One was upgrading to the latest version of XCode. If you're on an old version of XCode, you'll probably get errors. The other thing was, if you're not installing all of the packages, you'll get linting errors. And the other thing to note as well is, and I'll just go back a little bit, making sure that in the layout for this Expo out of the box app, that you're putting it in the tabs layout and not in the index layout for your app. It's really important. And just dropping it in the tabs layout will mean that it will only display for tab-based components. So you want to probably, if you're integrating with an existing app, you'll need to put this banner ad at the top level. But yeah, let me know how you guys go, and if you have any questions around this. I'm always free and available to be reached out to at MindBiz on X. And I also have a newsletter which I am releasing every week, which discusses interesting topics in JavaScript, interesting topics in AI, and I'd love to talk more about that with you. So yeah, join me there, and I'll see you in the next one.